Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Hopefully this is the last step on making the rack ready to go into the workshop. I just want to get a coat of paint on it, so that it doesn't rust again, especially after I blasted it. Once you blast something, it rusts pretty quickly. So I'm going to just put some paint on it. I have 3 different colors, slightly different, but they're all gray. So I'm going to start out with a coat on the shelving, because the shelving's got the worst damage. That way I can put 2 coats, the darker one first, and then I'll go with the one that I actually have the most paint. I think I could actually paint the whole rack with just that 1 can, but this will let me build up a little bit of layers underneath it to make it a little bit better protected. This is Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch, fast drying indoor and outdoor. Ideal for use on wood, wicker, metal, and more. Well, this is metal. I think we're going to try it. Well, that's all of that can. Now we'll go to the next partial. I don't know if this is even going to work. Tip of the paint can's pretty messed up. I don't even know if this can's going to work. Tip of the paint can is pretty messed up. I'm going to try changing the nozzle off. There we go. That looks like it's going to spray. Not much paint in here though. There, all out of paint. Not perfect. Looks a lot better than it did. Since this is the end that's going to be out into facing the workshop, that end faces the wall, and this backside goes up against another rack, I think it's going to look good enough for what it's for. Considering that it's a piece of junk that I took from the trash and made look halfway decent, I'm pleased. So now it sits out here in the sun and dries off. It's a bit multicolored. It's got some light patches over dark patches, but it's going to be okay. I like it. For me, the most important thing is to have some place to put the tools so that they're organized and I can find them when I'm ready. I'm not a collector. I don't have things that I just stick on a shelf and never look at again. I get them down and use them, and when I want to use them, I want to find them. As a prime example, I had a problem finding the keys to the workshop this morning. The key ring has got my car keys, my house keys, and the workshop keys on it. Couldn't find them. Looked on all the places I normally leave things. Turns out I have carpenter pockets on this pair of pants, because you've probably seen me, I wear carpenter pants a lot because it holds my cell phone. Gives me an extra pocket to put the cell phone in. Cell phone's protected. I like carpenter pants, they're comfortable. Well, I had my front pockets full of batteries and this chip case for the camera. So rather than putting my keys in there, which meant I would have to dig past all this stuff to get to my keys, I put them in the carpenter's pocket. That was a mistake. I will probably look there from now on, because I now know that on an off chance I might put them in there. But it's not a normal place for me to put the keys. Having everything locked up is a major annoyance for me. I don't like it that I have to lock things up to keep people from bothering my stuff. When I was a kid growing up, we never locked the house doors. We left the house, drove away in the car, never locked the doors. The front door didn't have a lock on it. It had a skeleton key lock, but nobody ever used it. When we moved up to Park Avenue, we didn't have a lock on that door either. We didn't lock it. We just didn't lock it. You could walk in the back door anytime you wanted, because there were constantly people going in and out. Still, now we lock our doors. Not a preference of mine, but, you know, things being what they are, you have to deal with what you got. So, now I have a rack painted, and I know where my keys are. I'm out of gray paint. I'm gonna let this thing dry off, and then I'll put it in the workshop, and then I'll start loading it up with stuff, because that was the goal from the very beginning. Move it out of the tractor shed where I had it piled up with stuff, and a lot of the stuff that's in the tractor shed just gonna go away. I'm a blacksmith, and blacksmith sees every piece of steel as a potential piece of steel for something that he needs to do. If you can weld, you can take a pile of sand and, well, a pile of filings and turn it into something by heating it up, forming it, sintering it. It's usually not worth the trouble, but sometimes you just need a little piece to fill a hole. So you put the little piece of steel over the hole, weld over the top of it, and it gives a chill block for the weld to chill off on, and you're good to go. So in any case, like I said, most of the stuff in the tractor shed is going to stay, but there's some of it that's going to go. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.